So, hello, and welcome to the stream. So, where did we leave things last week? Well, your guess is slightly as good as mine because I need to start remembering. What I do remember is we right at the end of last week's stream, we had a very interesting opportunity appear. But first, let's just reiterate what the grand plan is here. We are the Empire of Mali. We started as a tiny bit of the Empire of Mali. And our key goal here is we are going for the achievement that is to convert the entirety of Africa to a single reformed African faith. In this case, from our perspective, Bori. We have already reformed Bori. We have turned it into a faith that is very good at converting people and conquering people, because both are useful to us. And as you can see, Africa is looking very Bori-like already. But, and here's where we get into the interesting things that happened at the end of last week's stream. You will notice little bits of Bori popping up in the Byzantine Empire. You will notice that the Byzantine Empire has this horrific brown and purple mix. This is because we had to go to war with the Byzantines at the end of last stream to get this bit of territory. In the meantime, they've grabbed that, which is annoying, but we'll deal with that another time. In the process of the war with the Byzantines for Tunisia and for Tunis, we captured the Byzantine heir. And we not only did we capture the Byzantine heir, we converted him to Bori. Meet Basileus Rasko of the Byzantine Empire, the Bori Greek ruler. And in fact, we married him to our daughter, our relatively good daughter. Well, actually, no, I think she was our bang average daughter. She was our okay daughter. And more importantly, because he was Bori, he accepted a matrilineal marriage, which means that Princess Sasuma of the Byzantine Empire is of our house and our granddaughter. But he has imprisoned our daughter, which is problematic because there's nothing we can do to make him release her, which is really annoying because what we could really do with is him popping out an even more decent sprog that we could actually do something with. And there's not much we can do with her. How old is she now? 3. Now we will be able to claim her title. We can demand a payment. We can also guardian her, which we probably want to do at some point. Yeah, the stuff indeed. Now this has caused us a certain amount of thought processes. We are 64. We have a lot of kids. Our current player heir is Princess Kakara of Mali, who is our witchy, consecrated blood, dwarf, pretty, genius daughter. She has no children. This is a problem. Our alternative is, I believe we were looking at Sariuna Kadi, who has a lot of kids and isn't the world's brightest spark, but she's alright. She's 27. But I can't remember if we haven't actually kicked her out of the succession. So we're kind of in the process though of actually going, do we actually let Basileus Dei inherit? Because if we let Basileus Dei inherit, that would mean Princess Sasuma would inherit. And suddenly we would rule not just Mali, but the Byzantine Empire as well. Now the other question with that is whether we really care about ruling the Byzantine Empire, given that actually our entire purpose of this run is simply to convert the whole of Africa. So there is an argument that we don't really care anyway. But it is something to think about. We do have an available dynasty legacy, but we're not taking it because the amount of renown it's going to cost is going to cost us to do stuff. And frankly, the issue we've got with that is we might have to cheese our inheritance in various ways. Now, I do believe you're right, Lord of Alba, which is that I think Kadi had a decent kid. No, she's been popping out princes. So what we were kind of hoping is that she would pop out. She's preggo at the moment. What we need her to do is pop out an awesome daughter. Because if she pops out an awesome daughter, That will be our sole heir. And suddenly we will have a sole heir who, like, will actually be decent. If we then if we then, like, essentially took Princess Kakara out of the succession. The other thing to remember is we can technically pass absolute crown authority at any point. And the moment we go crown authority absolute, which you probably want to do thinking about it, it's best to do it now because then we can drop down again when we die. Let's pass absolute crown authority now. Because the one thing that does mean, unless there's something I'm forgetting, is we can designate an heir. So we don't actually technically need to do anything now. We can technically designate an heir. Yeah, we have, like, in terms of mother-in-lawness, not only have we shown up to save his throne multiple times, we are actually potentially in the process of doing it again. Because he's got another fucking rebellion going on that we're helping him deal with. Like, we are literally propping him up on the throne. And we gave him a ton of money, and we got him out of debt. So we do now have the ability to designate an heir, which is going to make things easier. We do need to win his frickin' war again. We've given our son the thing in this war. What's this going after? The Kingdom of Africa. Which one is it going after again? Who are you going after? Oh, she's going after the Ibizids. So that's fine, because we wouldn't mind that. Because that deals with that. I mean, in terms of the 300 years to convert the rest of Africa, I am legit not fussed about that. Like, look, we've done all of that. We've got the religion set up so that it spreads ridiculously fast once we've got culture conversion and everything else in place. So I'm legit not worried about that. But yeah, I would quite like to not have my daughter in jail. You know, given the amount of cash we've been funneling this guy. We are 7 above our vassal limit. We can call a hunt. We can host feasts. We don't really need to do either. We aren't overly blessed with cash. We can negotiate an alliance with Princess Susuma. I mean, if we married her to someone decent, we could do something with her. I'm just not convinced we want to inherit the Byzantine Empire as her. I'm more likely to think that what we actually want to do is marry her to one of... If we've got a decent son still... Because that would be the other thing we could do. Is we could designate one of our sons and then marry her to our son. Yeah, so we could make Katie our heir. Interestingly, we can't make Katie our heir. Why can't we make... Oh, is it filtered by traits or something? No, why can't we make Katie our designated heir? Is it because she already holds a title? Did we disinherit Katie? I didn't think we disinherited her. Maybe we did. Oh, we did. We disinherited her early on, so we'd have to essentially re-inherit her. We'd have to restore her to the succession to get her sons back into the succession. I mean, I'm intrigued as to why he's her primary heir and not her. Has she got equal inheritance for some reason? Yeah, equal Confederate partition, that's what it is. See, Prince Keisha here could be decent. Princess Fatim would be very good. I mean, part of me thinks maybe we should restore Katie. Like, maybe we should put Katie back in the succession. I think it slightly depends. I think what we're waiting to see is what Princess Kakara... If Princess Kakara can pop out another Sprog. It's a good question. Who is educating Fatim? Because Fatim is potentially our secondary heir. We should probably educate... She's beautiful and intelligent. She'd be incredible. Right, we're now educating Fatim. Right, we need to help our son-in-law, our useless Byzantine son-in-law, win his war again. Right, we're going to have to raise some troops here. What are we looking at actually in terms of stuff? Bailiffs, good, because that's our domain limits, that's fine. That's going to help us out a lot. And then we probably want manorialism, or maybe even household soldiers. We're 63, 64, so I think we want to avoid giving any more titles out, because we want to be able to bank them to prestige push our eventual heir. We can demand payments. I think we just do them on anyone, because what we do want to kind of do is start thinking about making sure that we've got a lot in the bank for our heir. Would you convert? No, you wouldn't. It's not my vassal, so that's fine. We can just ransom him. What about you? Duchy of Thessaly. Where is Thessaly? Oh, it's over there. It's probably useful to keep him in prison. Right, we need to raise some troops. We have 2,000 hardcore troops hanging around over here. But idiot nephew or idiot son-in-law is causing issues again. And because obviously it's bound to happen, even though the sun has not been out all day, it's come out now, so I'm just going to have to cover the window slightly. 1 second. The good news is I get Dunelm come round next week and they fit the proper curtains. I actually get proper French blinds, which would be nice. Or Roman blinds. One or the other. Some type of blind. They're fitting some type of blind, which will be very useful. Because it's not so much the light, it's the glare. Because of where the window is in proportion to the screen. Just get glare. Right, there we go. Sorted. Right. Let's raise some armies. I think it's Roman. I think it's Roman blinds we're getting. It was quite cool. I had this kind of whole chat with Dunelm, and they came round and measured up. And feline situation is we are cat free at the moment, and partly because I've got the office door shut, so my wife is wandering around doing things, and you don't really want the sound of my wife wandering around doing things on stream. But we did have little stray kitty pop in earlier for her breakfast, so she came in about 7 o'clock. She started doing little sort of like micro naps on the chair, so she'll jump on the armchair, look warily at us, fall asleep for 15 minutes, then wake up, and kind of clearly at that point the survival instinct kicks in. She's like, nope, 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 shouldn't be sleeping here, I'm off. So it's getting there, it's progress. Right, where are we raising troops? Let's try and remember how to play the game. Let's raise them there. Lurkster! Thank you very much for the follow. And for lurking. I tip my Panama hat to you. Which is actually downstairs today. Because he's got 22k troops. I mean, to be fair, he's only up against 16,500. So he should actually technically be able to win this on his own. But let's not tempt fate, because it'll be giving him other issues. So let's not raise a full army. But let's raise, say, 10k troops to go help him out on top of the 12k we've got there. I am no longer satisfied with the regular tortures I have become known for inflicting on my prisoners. I wish to create a masterpiece, a work of art which enshrines anguish and suffering, transcending all that I have done before. The question is, who shall be my canvas? I mean, either. Now that I have my canvas selected, I need to decide what form my masterpiece shall take. I can think of many agonies I would love to inflict upon a Mesca, but if I am to create a true masterpiece, I must focus on doing just one thing perfectly. He will sing me a sweet song of anguish. Alright, yeah, so now we're at war with all of them as well. Forgot about that. Right, let's deal with this war. And we'll keep an eye on the other one. You should probably have a commander. Gotta love the Holy War music. Right, they are all doing things, which is good. Right, they are not going to get there in time, so actually you just go there. I think we might as well push this into main battle. Because this is really our kind of attack force for this. I mean, what we could do is we could technically raise another army to go help him out. Comes down to whether he can catch these guys. If he can catch these guys, he'll be fine. No, he's just shit, isn't he? Oh no, he managed to catch some. That's good. Well done. Good work, idiot. Brother-in-law. Son-in-law. Right, go take over that siege. Because we've got to be conscious of supply. They're about to go into the desert, so it's about to get rinsed for supply. Right, how you doing, idiot son-in-law? Well, you're not losing this war anymore. You do have the momentum. You're also under siege, and you really shouldn't be under siege. Fuck's sake. Yeah, do you want to go... Yeah, if you could go, like, liberate that, and maybe not lose all your troops to attrition. That would be useful. This is going to be a long siege, and they're going to run out of food long before they get to it. Yeah, this is not going to end well. Hoping they get out. Nope. Rip all of our good troops. I don't really want to raise all of my armies, but I'm going to have to. We're still an intrigue, so we could fabricate hooks. How are our daughters doing in terms of their pregnancies? I think we're just going to have to raise all of our troops, aren't we? Let's raise all of our armies and go fucking win this stupid war. Oh, give over. Gonna need all our armies now. We have a granddaughter. Seuza 1444, thank you very much for the raid. You join us at the relative beginning of the stream. Oh Bori, how can we do this to Kakara? If I have sinned, what did you do to punish me? She was blameless, my perfect daughter. Life has so much in store. She did pop out a sprog just before she died. Oh yes, that'll do. That'll do, chap. That'll do. Well, I think that's decided our succession. For those who have just joined via Seuza with his very generous raid. I wonder if she died in childbirth. Yeah, it's like, oh dear, my daughter's dead. Oh yay, she popped out a better granddaughter before she died. For those just joining us, we are the Empire of Mali. We are going for the achievement of converting all of Africa to one religion. It is going very well. But at the end of last stream, we did something sneaky, and we actually managed to get hold of the Byzantine heir, convert him to Bori, and then prop him up on the throne where he is married to our daughter, who he is rudely imprisoned, frankly. That means we have technically got our dynasty onto the Byzantine throne, because it's a matrilineal marriage. The downside of that means that the Byzantines are really pissed off about that, so we are kind of actually having to fight multiple wars. There's also a holy war going on for this, which we kind of want to support, because obviously it's our religion. But we are being forced to fight on a lot of fronts here, and it's not really going necessarily as well as it could. So I think we kind of need to stop, regather our forces, and focus. And his rebellion is probably more dangerous to us. His Greek Orthodox rebellion is more dangerous than the other one, which he was kind of handling himself. I think that pretty much decides our inheritance, though. Because she is very good. I'm going to assume she died in childbirth. Yeah, she died in childbirth, age 34. Could really do with the Byzantine Emperor not imprisoning our daughter and popping out another sprog with her. Right, you lot split up, because this is not going well. And let's get you back into some supply. Right, you lot get over there. Because I really don't want to lose a holy war, because a holy war is going to lower our fervour as well, so we need to almost focus on that holy war first. We do have a chance. Chat, remind me in 4 months that we can do another conversion. Yeah, you'll do. Yeah, we do kind of need to now save it, stay alive long enough to raise her. Because we could really do with not having a minor on the throne. Did we take all of the... We didn't. When can we flip back to medicine? $11.05, 2 years. We're probably going to have to deal with a lot of rebellions with that granddaughter. I mean, on the plus side, that will work out for us. We're going to go smash this army. Oh, fuck off. Fine, have some gold, you... And let my daughter out of prison, you arsehole. You're meant to be having babies with her. Given the amount of gold we've funneled him already as gifts, it's a bit fucking rich for him to bitch about it now. Right. Why aren't we hiring a Holy Order here? Is the Holy Order already fighting? They probably are, aren't they? Yeah, they're already fighting. So that's fine. But he's probably running around with Holy Orders. Let's go smack that army around. On the plus side, they've not touched that tiny little army that we left sieging the war goal, so they are going for it now. We need to get down there and deal with that quick. Run! Run, little Dami, run! Right, that's conversion time, is it? Bori, Bori, Bori. Conversion going there. I don't think I'm at war against him. He's losing that fucking war again, though. Jesus Christ. Oh, how did you let fucking Constantinople get sieged down? What are you like? Like, how do you lose Constantinople? Like, this is what fucking annoys me, is they're just going to keep moving around and we're not going to catch them. Oh, look, someone else founded another Holy Order. What? How? Did he kidnap me? How am I imprisoned? How did I get imprisoned? Oh shit, did I? Well, that's fucking stupid of me, wasn't it? Well, this save is about to get a lot more interesting. Because he's blatantly not going to ransom us. Select beneficiary mean? Oh, is our beneficiary dead? No, 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 he's there. Right, we need to... We don't need to designate heir because our heir is fine. I hadn't spotted I was leading that small army. That was very silly of me. Oh, Kusoy's dead. Right, I think we're going to have to cut our losses on this. Because I think we are pretty much the only force in this war. Don't really care now. Such a shitty little bit of Africa, this is the problem. Like, you just get attrition through the fucking eyeballs. Right, this is my territory, so if we split up, we can actually resupply here. Right, you go there. Can people actually just let me select them, please? And you go there. Right, they're resupplying, they're resupplying. They should resupply when they leave. Yeah, we did have... I'm not quite sure where that came from in genetic terms for the family, because we didn't have it... Right, can you stop there, release the siege force, and then go on to there. He's going to lose that fucking tyranny war. Because stupid-ass brother-in-law doesn't know how to not let his capital fall. Right, I know they're not fully supplied. We're going to have to group them up and send them to help idiot brother-in-law. You leave a besieging force. You go up there. Let's try not to lose too many troops here. Because he's going to lose it on ticking. Because he's an idiot. Need this fucking war to be over. Dangerous faction, liberty, that's fine. They'll kick off and we'll lower. We don't need the absolute anymore. There's only when we were going to have to designate an heir, and we don't need to designate an heir now, so we'll just lower. We've got more important battles to fight, like fucking billions of fucking peasants. He's going to lose this war. Like, we can't win this war for him. But she is going to have a claim on it. And she is in our court. So we can go back to war for it again. I think we sit quietly on this. We let him lose that war. And then once we've stabilised Mali again, and we got a nice big war chest, we push to put our relative on the throne. Yeah, she's getting educated by us, theoretically. Oh no, she wasn't. She was. We had her over in our court. Let's get her over again. Yeah, look, I know I'm in prison, but can I educate your kid, please? Oh, fuck off with your tiny little shitty armies doing things. I really hate holy wars like this. Yeah, we're dying. We're gonna really hate holy wars like this because the AI is so terminally bad at fighting them. We might as well try and escape. Hey, we escaped. Eat it. See, the problem is, I just don't see how we can... This holy war is more important than the other war. It just is. I don't know who captured me. Oh, it was him. It was, that dude. I'll pin him. We'll go after him once, Can we change yet? Not yet. When can we change? June. Right, we need to get rid of our host a feast. Right. Desert wars are honestly the fucking worst. Gain the trait Eager Reveler. Let's call a hunt. There we go. Back down to respectable stress levels. Interestingly, they're only just at the point where they could send the ultimatum. They should theoretically drop out under opinion. Don't think there's any point us going for crazy balls. No, I think they just definitely want it lowered. No. They want it lowered, they want it lowered. When I said move in there, I meant move in there, not piss about on the outskirts. haven't got any kids we could marry off to, have you? Oh, weird. He won't let me marry his son. Shocker. Got some decent granddaughters. Sia is decent. Yeah, I wouldn't give us an alliance, though. Don't think we've got anyone we can marry to get an alliance with them. Yeah, they can fuck off. Right, you not get off of there and try and get some fucking supply back. It's just super annoying, these wars. Like, I legit don't enjoy them. Because they're just so bitty. Right. So. Put her on the throne. Like, this war's just going to hover at like 76% for fucking ages, just to being really annoying. I assume she let her mother out of jail. No, she didn't. She didn't let her mother out of jail. You should really let your mother out of jail. She's still our ward as well. Speaking of, we need to be raising her too, so we've got a little bit of time. Right, that does mean we kind of need to help her with our other rebellion, but we need to win this fucking war first. Yeah, launch bodies towards people, go for it. Don't you fucking dare unsiege that. Can you please stop losing men? Problem is, I'm not convinced we can... No, we can win this one now, but we need to just get all of our fucking forces involved. Yes, there was. We're going to flip. Let's see if we can live long enough to actually do something useful. Right, that's 100. Let this fucking war end, please. Okay, one war done. The Bush Spirits has granted Sarkin Abu Bakari victory in the Great Holy War for Africa, after defeating Emir Ibiza and his heathen warriors on several occasions. And it's our son as well, so... Right. Regroup. Regroup. So Crusader Africa is under our son. And it is Bori. Hey son, do you want to be my vassal? It's only on minus 45. Right, who are you at war with? Alright, okay. Yeah, you're on your own on that one. Right, we need to go deal with... help our granddaughter out. But to do that, we're going to need... Right, you lot need to get over there. 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 Get there. Actually, no, that's nearer. We don't need to go that far. Right, you lot get there. You lot get there. You lot get there. Can we hire the Holy Order? We can. Let's take the horses. Because we basically need to go smash this army over here. These armies. We smash them, he'll be alright. She'll be alright. Oh yeah, no, that's the thing. We don't need to fuck off! I mean, we are going to accidentally smash this guy's army on the way through, but... it's pure chance. So what we need to do is get these guys back in full supply. Because once everyone's well supplied again... right, they're getting well supplied. So we could potentially get you over to there. And then that gives us a strike force. You're supplying, you're supplying... Fatim, yeah, don't be ambitious. Yeah, I wonder if it's just because they don't have like a language file or a localization thing for African Crusader nations. Oh, she got bossy. Nice. Right, we need to start thinking about educating her. The issue we've got is... Fatim's 11, so 6 years, and she's 3. We'll give Fatim another... no, let's hand Fatim over to someone now. To be honest, my big fear at the moment is we don't... yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Although, remember that we have diverged. Right, let's get her educated by us now, just to avoid... oh, I need other person to accept first. Right, how are these guys doing? 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 83. Right, let's go smash these fools. We've got enough supply. Really do with not having my troops raised. Get over there. It should line up in timing if I've done this right. Yeah, close enough. Hello, boys! Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, get in there quick, guys. Thank you. End of that war. One more down. Okay, yeah, that one is tougher. The other question is whether we just let that happen. Bori does have the tenets for Great and Holy Wars if you reform Bori. Which is obviously what we've had to do. She won't be overthrown in this war. What will happen is a bunch of territories will break free, which isn't actually the worst thing for us. I think we let her lose this war. I don't think we care. We'll still have the claims. My biggest worry at the moment is we are going to die soon. And we do not have a lot in the bank. And the problem with not having a lot in the bank is at the moment we're going to be a 3-year-old ruler. And that is a not good place to be when you don't have a lot of money in the bank. So we need to be stashing as much cash as we can for our heir. That's basically our sole obligation right now, is stashing as much cash as we possibly can for our heir. So, like, Bori is doing Bori things, so we're fine. There's bits we can convert in the meantime. Are our gold mine territories alright? Some more cultural conversion going on. Well, we're not really ditching the Byzantines because it's an independence war, not a war to overthrow her. So actually all it's doing is all of these territories are going to stay independent, and this will be what's left of the Byzantine Empire for now. The main issue we're having with the Byzantine Empire is we're having to fight all their wars, and as long as we're fighting their wars, we're not fighting our own wars, and we're not making money. And there's a lot of troops there. Like, if we raised all our armies, we could win that. But she will then have a much smaller empire, which will be more manageable for her. think we just lost our alliance with her. Marry one of our sons. Because we want to keep the line going. About Prince Cisse here. I don't think we can upgrade the gold mine buildings until we get memorialism. Right, we've got prisoners who we can ransom, and we should absolutely ransom. Oh no, we shouldn't. We should hold off. How many prisoners have we got? Because we're going to need to murder a bunch to get our dread up. Oh, okay, we've got 34 prisoners, so we should have a bunch of murderable ones. Yeah, sure, fine. Have fun. She's got another Greek Orthodox Rising. Okay, yeah, we are going to have to deal with the Greek Orthodox Rising, though. Fucking hell. No, so we're going for bailiffs, but we've almost finished it. Because bailiffs gives you the domain boost. We'll go for memorialism after we've done bailiffs. 31 days, theoretically. It was a really good idea getting our dynasty onto the Byzantine throne, wasn't it? That worked out really well for us. On the plus side, she's already converted the that province to Bori. So we don't actually need to go to war for it anymore. Speaking of... Right, we need to do some conquering down here at some point. That'll convert naturally now. Right, who's in this war? Because that one we do need to win for her. We could wait a year. We probably don't want to. The hard part is avoiding accidentally bumping into everyone else. Or we let her lose that one as well. I think we let her lose that one. I think we let her lose both wars. This is it. I mean, ultimately, the reason we did all of this was because we knew we were going to have to worry about the Byzantines when we were doing all of this stuff. We really don't have to worry about the Byzantines anymore. And actually, we can absolutely prop her up on a little rump of a tiny Byzantine Empire. Far easier than we can prop her up on a giant one. Like with all of this shit up in Serbia and all of that kind of stuff. I think we let the Byzantine Empire collapse. Because the other thing to remember is, technically, I think we're educating her. Yeah, we are. So she's in our court. So she is perfectly safe. She is perfectly safe from... If Constantinople falls, she's not going to die. Right, we are fascinated with thingy though, so we should actually flip that now and go for memorialism. How long are we looking at memorialism? Oh, 16 years, that's not bad. I mean, yeah, ultimately it's worth remembering that our key goal in all of this was we knew that we needed to get this stuff converted to Bori, and the Byzantines had it. And we've absolutely done that. Oh no, we need a physician. Let's hope we get a good one. Decent one. Let's go with her. Part of me wonders whether we should, yeah, we'd only pick up another 2. Oh, fine. Who are we going up against? I mean, the thing is, these wars aren't actually that bad for us. I'm really, like, mate, you can win that on your own. You don't need me. Because the thing is, what he's doing with this is he's conquering these places, and he's going to redeem them to he'll redeem them and he'll turn them into Bori, which is what we want. How am I? What have I just inherited? I just inherited something. Let's play What Did I Just Inherit? Oh, I think it was all this stuff. Oh, we have a redeemed histofact and a random book. Ooh, okay. I might be cheeky then and see if I can combine them. Let's have a look what's on the bookshelf. Let's have a look what's on the bookshelf. Let's have a look. Right. What we got? What we got? Ooh. Is that the one I think it is? Yes, it is. Yeah, here you go. Right. Let's get that over there a bit. So, let's see if I can not be in the glare. This, see it, the Battle of Britain, August to October 1940. This very battered and beaten thing I found in a second-hand bookshop once. It is absolutely, totally falling apart. But it was published at the end of the war, as a kind of like, this is how the Battle of Britain was won. So you can see it's published by His Majesty's Stationery Office in London there. Now, one of the reasons I love stuff like this is because they just give you that kind of view on what they were telling people at the time was how they'd won. So you get all these wonderful maps as well, which I always love. So you get that stuff like that. It's all kind of hand drawn, which you just don't get anymore, which I love. But what's fascinating with this is, if I find it, here you go. So what you get on this is a really lovely image. This is their example of where they're showing how the dowding system worked in World War II, which was how you essentially send fighters in to deal with a much bigger enemy, which is come up with by Sir Hugh Casimir Dowding, who was the head of the RAF, or head of fighter command during the Battle of Britain. But what's really fun with this, and why I'm holding it up, is so this is a diagram of how his system works, and you won't really see it perfectly on the stream. But if you look closely, what you can see is it tells you exactly how everything worked and all of these things. It misses out one very vital part of the entire exercise. You will find nowhere on that diagram will you find radar. Because when this book was published, radar was still a state secret. So it sits there and the whole thing talks about the exact how the dowding system worked. But at the same time, it basically says, no, we knew where they were coming because we had observer posts. So you get the observer corps get a mention. They're the little dots, the little circles. But you get no mention at all of radar at any point in the entire little booklet. Not sure if it mentions the poles. I suspect it would, because they were actually pretty good about mentioning them even at the time. Because it was a kind of like, it shows everyone's fighting on the same side thing. It was only really at the end of the war when the when they abandoned the Poles and then the Soviets got really kind of pushy about not mentioning the Poles that tended to happen. But yeah, so it's just stuff like this is really interesting, I find, because you get that kind of very much that picture of how were people thinking about the battle immediately after the battle, and what did the government want people to think about the battle as much as anything else. So you just get like lovely little bits going on. So you got the discussion of the greatest day. I have to turn the pages very carefully on these because it is very fragile. Yeah, so the melancholy remnants of a shattered and destroyed armada. So yeah, this was first published on in 1941. So say stuff like that I love, because we fall into a habit of kind of books referring to books, using the same primary sources, using the same things over and over again, and sometimes it's really, really good to find things that were written at different times, because they can tell you about the events that happened when you read between the lines as much as reading the thing. But to sit there, they also tell you kind of an awful lot about how the narrative a government wanted was formed. So how the narrative gets formed and all of that, which in itself is fascinating. By the way, today's shirt, I've just realised because you actually can see it. This is the current Piccadilly Line FC kit from the London Underground Football League. Because there is an actual football league entirely composed of teams from the London Underground, because that's how big the London Underground is. But yeah, so there you go. So yeah, that's like say 80 years old, that book, which is crazy when you think about it. Right, back to the game. So, what are we doing again? So we're going to let her lose her 2 wars here. We might as well. Well, we don't need to help him in that. He'll fight that one himself. Yeah, Metline have a team. If you the trick is it's difficult to get shirts for them, because obviously they're not like a big football club. They're like way down the tier system, so it's hard to get shirts for them. But yeah, I'm quite lucky. I've got the so this is the Piccadilly Line FC kit. I've got last year's as well, which is really nice. So yeah, this kit is actually in the moquette. It's the proposed Piccadilly Line moquette. My granddaughter Sarayunas Sasuma has been impressed with one of the household champions for a long time. Been able to grasp it. Yeah, keep patient. Patient is a good trait for her to have. Can everyone just stop getting in wars, please? Just, dude, deal with your fucking wars. Right, I'll tell you what we will do is we'll raise our men-at-arms. If we can, chip in our men-at-arms to help. Without harming our income too much. Yeah, I think I retweet them whenever they're trying, because what they tend to do is it's obviously it's quite hard raising money at that level. So I do try and give them a push, kind of help them do that. And they're really nice kits. They're really good quality. Right, we're going to be dead within a year. So we are going to really have to fight to hold on to our next kingdom. Is there anything we want to do before we die? Well, we can take another trait now. So do we go architected ancestry? Or do we go something else? Groom to rule won't work on grandkids. It's only your immediate kids. For architected ancestry, can you choose bad congenital traits? You absolutely can. Because I was thinking at some point, in honor of Blind's Eye View, we should do an albino run. But also put a mod in that stops it being seen as a bad trait. I think we'll architect in quick. Because I think it's just useful to guarantee that our children aren't going to be useful. We're going to be idiots. But yeah, architected ancestry is really fun. Right, let's go kill that army as well for him. Because that'll end that war for him. Yeah, I mean, she's going to lose both those wars. It is another long traipse across the desert, but at least we're only doing it with 2,500 troops. Which is at least somewhat better. And we have at least got a bit of a pot of money now for when we do die. We may well lose parts of the empire when we die. I think it's entirely possible. Our heir should be our sole heir. She is the heir to the Empire of Mali, the Empire of Kanem-Bornu, and Kingdom of Ghana, and 22 more titles. Which is right. Because we have 21 titles, 2 claims. No, that's the thing, and because as we discovered last time we had a child ruler, we'll always get strong enough to take it back again. Essentially, as long as it's Bori that breaks away, we don't enormously care. Like, the only reason we need everything to be Mali would be if we wanted to go with the Unite Africa decision, which is where you kind of go, you get a 33% chance that everything's going to convert to Bori. But if you look, because of the way we've configured our religion to be really supportive of actual conversions, like, we don't really need it. Remembering that most of this is desert. Like, this is the bits we need to be focusing on, because they're actually quite hard to get. But even there you can see we've got some Bori rulers that have popped in and are doing things. And these little bits of territory are mop-ups. Oh well, that dealt with her Greek Orthodox uprising. Right, that dealt with his uprising. So I think we just sit pretty now. So she's going to lose that independence war. So all of this territory is going to break free, and that's fine. I don't think it's worth it. Because we'd have to spend... We need the money. We're going to die soon. Like, we absolutely need the money. Frankly, the only thing we should be looking at is whether there's any buildings we can build that will give us a massive boost in troops of the stuff we're directly holding. Because we might even have to give up some of the stuff we're directly holding, which I don't really want to do. We want to keep hold of this territory, so we might need to do a bit of a cull of we not build a... Still need the... Do I not hold Cairo? Oh, have we not created Cairo? Yeah, no, we haven't created Cairo yet. Because remember what we're going to need to do when we inherit as a kid. The non-independence one is actually our son's war for the Emirate of Mizab, which he's going to win comfortably anyway, because the other guy's only got 270 soldiers. It's this one, basically. In effect, he's doing exactly what we need him to do, which is deal with all the shitty little desert kingdoms that we don't want to go. Right. Chat! Can I get some Fs in chat, please? For Sarayuna Fatim II, who died at 72, having ruled for 36 years. Sarayuna Fatim II of Mali has passed on at 72 years of age. She died of old age. A conscientious woman, she was renowned for her excellent skills as a steward and a ruler. Sarayuna's sire ascends to the throne. Having mastered many skills, she is sure to be admired by her subjects. Continue as Sarayuna seer. Right. We are going to have a lot of fucking problems, I'll tell you that much. But we are 6 years old and we already have a stewardship of 12, which means we're not that far off holding on to our domain limit, and we might actually just want to keep it as it is and not get rid of whatever little bit we need to get rid of. So that is who we are right now. We are genius, we are beautiful, we are bossy. Downside is it does mean that our Sarayuna Susuma has gone back home, I suspect. Oh, she's being yeah, that capital's over there. Look. What's that all about? We can get ourselves educated, and we do want to get ourselves educated. But we'll need to tick for it to pick up that our guardian is dead. What we should do, actually, is before we start working out what the hell we do in this... Yeah, it is what happens when your dad loses fucking Constantinople. Is I'm going to go get a beer, because we can get a beer. It is past 12 o'clock. It's 12:30. So I will go get a beer. So 2-minute bio break. I will be back in a second, chat. I'll run downstairs and get some alcohol. Right, I am back. Booze. So, booze. This is today's first beer of the day. It is called Fields of Simcoe. It is a pale ale. It is 4.3% alcohol. It's described as a single-hopped Simcoe pale ale. Expect big, juicy mango, guava, and peach with subtle undertones of red berry and pine needle resin. That sounds terrible, but we'll give it a go anyway. I will flick off so you don't have to watch me actually drink it. I'd say that's vaguely fruity. It's actually quite tasty. I think the description on the back is complete bollocks. It just tastes vaguely fruity. Very drinkable though. Right. Oh, someone I was asking earlier about the shelves and the shelf depth. They're about 24 centimeters deep, which is not as deep as your standard shelves you get on something from like IKEA or something. They tend to be about 28. I wanted slightly thinner, less deep shelves because I know I didn't need them. You don't really need that amount of depth. So what you end up with is a lot of forward space, and it kind of looms into the room. And this is a fully shelved room. For those who aren't familiar with the shelving in this room, hang on, let me flip you in and I'll just show you quickly. Like, because the entire room is wall-to-wall shelves, I didn't want it looming. I didn't want it looming over the whole room. So, give a look. There you go. You can see, look, shelves, 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 shelves. Lego submarine, more shelves. So, I wanted narrower profile shelves to allow for that. Have you ever had a beer where you took a sip and it was just like, no? Yeah. Quite, I think the amount of times I've kind of gone, yeah, I'm not drinking any more of that is very relatively rare, but there are plenty of times I've gone, yeah, okay, I can drink that, but I wouldn't order it again. So that's more common, I'd say, and that happens a fair bit. And we're meant to be killing this guy. Sorry, I've completely forgot to kill this guy. It's probably too late now because we're a kid, but we will, if he's still alive after all of this, we will try and murder him. So yeah, I can count on one hand the number of times I've just kind of discarded a beer. Like just gone, yeah, no, not touching any more of that. But there are plenty more times and more often where I'll try a beer and go, well, I don't mind a pint of that, but I'm not having more than a pint of it. That's more common, I'd say. Which is sort of the difference between... It's why with some of those beers when I try them, I'll talk about, oh yeah, I could definitely go a session on that one. You know, it's the way it works. Boom, boom. Right, let's go. So, we are going to get some filthy rebellions. What we should do first is we should give people their correct vassals as long as they are Bori. We have 5 powerful vassals that expect council positions. 25 mil, so almost certainly our kind of military person. 22 mil, 18 stewardship, so almost certainly our steward. Also 18 stewardship, but 18 dip, so probably our dip person. 36 learning, that's insane. More likely to be our dip person because she's got more troops. But none of those are likely... He would make not a not terrible spy master, but I think we probably don't want him spy master because he doesn't like us. It's generally a good thing to not pick people that don't like you as your spy master. Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed the D&D recommendation. Random histo fact. Okay, I'm going to give you a histo-adjacent fact because it's one that's useful to know when you're going to lectures or going to the theatre or anything else like that. And this is, so it's almost a science fact, but it's useful for learning. So this is that, and it's one of those things where if you stop and think about it, it makes sense, which is that our eyes and ears, sound and light get processed by our brains at different speeds. So, you know when you like watch something on TV or whatever, and the audio and the visuals are just out of sync, or indeed a stream, like mine does every now and again, where the audio and visuals are just out of sync, your brain is actually dealing with that every single moment of the day, because it takes longer for it to process light into pictures in your head than it takes it for it to process sound into what you can understand in your head. So all the time your brain is essentially caching things so that they sync up in your head, and that takes brain power and processing and thought and concentration. So there is a thing, what you can do is, because sound travels slower than light, is there is a point which is called the horizon of simultaneity. The horizon of simultaneity is the point where the sound, the combined time of the sound reaching your ears and being processed, equals the time that it takes your brain to process the light and process the stuff. Yeah, exactly. So, well, it should be closer than it was in terms of sync up. But so what this means, as I say, is this point exists. It's called the horizon of the simultaneity, and it is roughly, on average, somewhere between 10 meters between you and whoever is doing the speaking. So if you have decent hearing, and if you're in a lecture hall or a theatre or whatever else, and you've got to watch a long lecture or a play or something like that, and you know it's going to be one that you're going to have to concentrate on, the best place for you to sit is about 10 meters from whoever is talking. Because by doing that, you're going to massively reduce the kind of the mental overhead that your brain is having to do to process and sync up in your mind the lips moving and the words being heard. So there you go. So it's sort of history adjacent fact, but it's actually a surprisingly useful one to know. It's also one of the reasons, by the way, why if you wear glasses, you hear better when you've got your glasses on, because it's to do with the brain processing and how it processes all of that kind of stuff. Anyway, let's get some people appointed to positions. So I think we definitely do want her as our marshal. So we want Maduji. We could really do with her not rebelling against us. I think we probably go Sarkin Afuna, because he's got a lot of troops as well. For Steward, I think we've got a choice really. We can go for him or we can go for the Magija, who has a hell of a lot more troops, and therefore we probably want him. And that probably leaves us with these two being annoyed. But are the two we can kind of most afford to here. Yeah, I mean, that also works, because essentially what you're doing then is you're taking away from your brain the need to sync up the audio and visual. Yeah, and as Pangolin says, it has a similar thing of like, once you start understanding how your brain works in ways like that, it's surprisingly useful, because you start to realize you can hack around a lot of things. Right, we really don't want someone who hates us to be our spy master, and actually I think we're going to give it to Prince Kuzu here, because he's got 29, and now he doesn't entirely hate us. He is, however, potentially an heir, so that's problematic. And we're 1 over our domain limit. I don't think that's necessarily problematic. Depends on why they're complaining. If they're complaining because everyone is pissing around at the back and not doing anything, then they're absolutely correct. But if they're complaining because they think they're getting a lesser experience, then no. As long as the visuals and audios are set up right, actually it's better off for you. Like, and you know, in an average 40-minute lecture, it's not going to make a huge amount of difference. But if it's like the last lecture of the day, if you've got an entire day of back-to-back lectures, it's going to make a big difference overall. Right, so we've done that. I'm going to quietly now. We need to bring our dread up, because we will be a baby with 0 dread. So we want to build our dread up. So this is why we don't get rid of our prisoners, because now we can just sit there and murder some prisoners. And whilst we're stabbying some basic prisoners, I'm actually going to turn my mic off so I can eat a sausage roll. So whilst I'm stabbing prisoners, you will not hear me, because you really don't want to hear me eating a sausage roll. But so I will stab prisoners and talk to you again in a second. And yeah, if you've got your murder disco emotes or your murder spider emotes, feel free to use them. Chuck them in chat. There's actually a Tesco's sausage roll. I bought a pack of them yesterday. Okay, that's a bit better. Yeah, our priest is pretty freaking useless, but the only person we could appoint in her place is a 10. I'm not overly keen on that at the moment. Right. Next thing we should be doing is we're currently on not even distinguished, so we need to get ourselves... The reason we don't create titles frequently is because we can then give them out. But also we can create them, which gives us prestige. So we own that. You've got like one title around there. Bornu's presumably part of that kingdom, isn't it? It's part of the kingdom of Wandala. So actually we should be granting him the title Duchy of Bornu. We could potentially do it. If we get enough subs, we could do a sausage roll emote. Do love a sausage roll. The nice thing about sausage rolls is you can eat them hot or cold. And that's the best thing about sausage rolls. Right, so that pushed us up to... Let's get some more title creation going on. So... Duchy of Cairo is one we'd want to keep ourselves. Timbuktu, which is part of the Kingdom of Songhai, and we don't hold the Kingdom of Songhai, I think, so we could create that. We do hold the Kingdom of Songhai. Oh, okay. In which case, what else is within the Duchy of Timbuktu? Because we really don't need to hold that. Who is... Yeah, you have decent allies, which is always problematic. You've already got a duchy. You can have the Duchy of Timbuktu. There you go, congrats. So we're now distinguished. We need 2,000 to get to illustrious. Yeah, they're not quite the same as Hot Pockets. I used to live in the US, so I'm quite familiar with Hot Pockets, and they're very similar. It was the thing that I used to sort of fit my sausage roll cravings, but they're not quite. Right, Aloda is within the Kingdom of Nubia, so we need to give that to you. You can deal with giving it out. Are there any more titles in here that we haven't created? So Alodia we created. I'm guessing Alwa already exists. Yeah, let's find them. So we probably don't want to create any more titles than that for now. I don't think. Yeah, meat pastry is quite a wide family. It's one that has lots and lots of interesting members as well. It's like one of my favourite things to do on holidays is kind of go, right, actually, what are the interesting meat pastries in a country? There's a sort of Turkish sausage roll variant that the Turkish bakery around the corner sells, which is absolutely freaking amazing. Right, let's see what the factional damage is. Let's see what the actual damage is here. So we've got an independence faction. The old Bori, which we can slap down. Liberty faction I'm not surprised about at all. Those we will bow to when they kick in. Because that's easy enough for us to do. Like, there's no harm in us dropping down a authority level temporarily. See, the thing is, I'll happily pay money for a good sausage roll. Right, we need to find ourselves a decent guardian as well. Our father is probably a really good bet. He's intelligent. He's got ambitious as well, so we get ambitious out of it, hopefully. Robot Rob, thank you very much for the resubscription. 6 months, that is very grateful of you. Or I'm very grateful to you. So yeah, emotes, enjoy your emotes. Everyone who has emotes, enjoy them. No, you don't want the scholar with the highest stewardship. This is the thing. This is actually the thing. So everyone assumes that education works the same way it did in CK2. And in CK2, what you were tending to look for was you were looking for someone with the trait you wanted to inherit and the highest level of it possible with all of that stuff as well. Genius trait counts for more, so does intelligent. I've tested it. So you are actually better off picking the right focus and looking for someone who is at least intelligent and has the kind of traits that you potentially want to inherit than you are looking for someone who's got the right thing. So just the fact that he's only a thrifty clerk isn't going to actually make as much of a difference as him being intelligent and having the right traits, and the fact that we have specified our education focus. So yeah, I tested that very early on in the game because I noticed it was not working the way I'd assumed it would work. And yeah, from empirical evidence, intelligent and genius are what you want to look for in someone educating you, regardless of whether they share the same traits that you're trying to educate in. Right traits in this contract start. So in CK2, in the last version of Crusader Kings, what generally mattered was this, so your education trait. So you'd be looking, if you're educating your kids and you wanted them to be, say, a diplomat, I'd be like going, right, I need someone with the highest version of charismatic negotiator they can find. Because what you do is CK2 was more limited in terms of you tended to inherit, or you were more likely to inherit the good education trait, and it was far easier to inherit one. It was always calculated in relation to the original person's trait. So if I was educated by someone with a 3-star, my chances of getting the 4-star would be really slim, and then I'd have slightly more chance of getting a 3, even more chance of getting a 2, even more chance of getting a 1. So it kind of kicks off like that. So yeah, it's all a bit like that. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened here. I'm not quite sure how Day got a claim on that, because she shouldn't have done. But at the same time, I'm not that fussed about it at the moment, because it actually is kind of helping us. I think it's because we hadn't technically disinherited her. But the thing is, she didn't get our gold mines. But it's absolutely fine, because we can either marry that back into the line. It's already mostly Bori anyway. She's Bori, so she'll convert her. So I'm not that fussed about it while we're a kid. If we want it back when we're an adult, we'll take it. We'll take it back as an adult. She's not adult. Technically, the Byzantines will inherit it at the moment. So we'll go from a weird thing of starting a war up here to get a bit of Byzantine territory to having a bit of Byzantine territory on down there. She does have a bunch of the holy sites, though. That is a good point. So maybe we should go to a war now and just get it off of her before she can secure some alliances and before it becomes Byzantine. And the problem is we'd need to go for a kingdom war. And she's got a lot of the kingdoms there. We might just have to... Yeah, it's a tricky one. I mean, we could just claim her title. Just get an unpressed claim on the Empire of Guinea. So I think maybe we just do that. Casimir73, thank you very much for the follow. Tango90, thank you very much for the follow. Yeah, but we don't want to kill our kid, because our kid's going to be Byzantine Emperor, and we're not in that chain of succession. And we want that to be within our family. I think we just claim the Empire. And we go to war for it now. Sorry, I'm eating another sausage roll. That faction we're going to give in to anyway. None of those other factions are strong enough to do stuff. Blind's Eye View, thank you very much for your subscription, your Prime subscription. It is very much gratefully received. Enjoy your emotes. Absolutely enjoy your emotes. You should have Murder Spider. And you should have... Not Murder Disco. What else have we got as tier 1? Not My Cat. And Jail Baby. We've got Jail Baby as well. Jail Baby is a good one. Yeah, there you go. Score but redeemed a histo fact. Everyone knows that the British Secret Services are called MI5 and MI6. They don't stop to think about the fact that there actually means that there was, not only was there at one point MI1, MI2, MI3 and MI4, but there was also MI7, MI8 and MI9. And MI9 are the fun one. MI9 were the Department of Military Intelligence responsible in World War II for escape and evasion. So MI9's job was essentially things like, working out how to make maps that fit in airmen's buttons and all of that. And then right at the end of the war, they were responsible for kind of trying to go in and liberate prisoner of war camps before, or help find escaped airmen that were still hiding and get them back out. SOE was the Special Operations Executive. They were more, they were entirely separate, a completely separate branch of military intelligence. And obviously they were more about sabotage and everything else. They were, in essence, the descendants of something called Section D. So Military Intelligence Section D, in pre-war terms, which I'm actually looking at doing some podcast stuff on, if all goes to plan. They became SOE in about 1939-ish, 1940. They became the SOE in 1940, and they were hived off entirely separately from the regular military intelligence hierarchy due to various politics to do with Hugh Dalton and the fact that he was using, well, one of the reasons being it was discovered that he was using them to spy on his Labour Party colleagues. So they kind of thought it was probably a good idea to get him as well far away from military intelligence as possible. Section D was sort of kind of a World War One thing. They were really the descendants of just what was called the security services, or security information services, security intelligence services, sorry. And they kind of, Section D were part of that group, the SIS, so part of SIS, and they were mostly in the late 1920s, early 30s, they started to really come into a thing when it was clear that there might well be a war in Europe. So their job was to go out and start doing things about how would we do stuff if we needed to do it. They have some quite amazing missions that most people don't know about, which is one of the things I may end up doing podcasts about, so I'm not going to talk about it on here. Yeah, MI9, one of the key figures in MI9 was Airy Neve, the politician Airy Neve, who was himself a Colditz escapee. Got back to the UK, became part of MI9. His codename was Saturday. His book is incredible. If you ever find it, Saturday at MI9. Airy Neve would go on to do two achievements, two milestones in his life. Airy Neve was the guy who managed to get Thatcher elected to the leadership of the Conservative Party by, short version, essentially persuading everyone that they should vote for her as a protest vote. And they did, and that won her on the first ballot. And also getting blown up by the IRA because of his various things which were not necessarily a lot of the things that you get and when you see things about some of the shit that the SAS and everything else got up to in Ireland, a lot of that was done with Airy Neve's tacit black backing. He was also the person who, if you ever read A Very British Coup, it is largely based on Airy Neve in terms of when the Labour government came in, the Wilson government came in, there was briefly a plot within the security services. It was only very brief and it was never really serious, but which looked at what do we do to overthrow a Labour government if we need to. So yeah, it was Airy Neve is a fascinating character in various ways. Right, should we go to war for the Empire of Guinea? I feel like we should get that back before we lose the opportunity to do it in a reasonable fashion. Give me a claim on the Empire of Guinea. Give me my empire back. Yeah, pretty much. Right wing gonna right wing. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, this is going to give us a bunch of disgruntled vassals. Yeah, we did. We are back up to 99 dread. Right. Let's conquer an empire. Yeah, we're probably going to create Duchy of Cairo. But we're already holding 3 at the moment. And I kind of worry about that. She doesn't like us, and it'd be quite useful if she did like us, even though she's terrible. Have some gold and like us. But yeah, so if we create the Cairo at the moment, we're going to get another -10 malice, which we don't want. So I think we'll hold off, and we want to keep the cash just for wars and stuff. So I think let's get Guinea back, and then we'll worry about it. And for that, we probably want to raise our armies near their capital. And just go for it. Right, he's winning his little Crusader wars, so that's good. Yeah, exactly, Tommy Inch. Like, I think at the moment we want to keep a very healthy cash reserve for inevitable attacks on us. Kingdom of Igbo Buene. I mean, yeah, well, we're going to get all of that back anyway because it's part of our empire claims. Our dynasty is known far and wide. Nice. She's only got 4,600 and she's also fighting against a bunch of other wars. So we should be alright. No, there's a lot of internal wars here, which we are going to essentially inherit the difficulties of, but I kind of think we just have to. Plus, winning an empire war is going to give us a very nice boost in prestige. Byzantium's almost lost that war. Speaking of, actually, we could totally call her into the war against her mother. Oh, that's twisting the knife. That's twisting the knife, that is. Oh, don't worry, your English is better than my Polish. Oh man, now I really want to go to Krakow again. I absolutely love Krakow. One of my favourite cities in Europe. She's got 1,000 troops left. Thing is, we're not doing it for her troops, we're doing it because then it means she can't get an alliance with her mother. So she can't go into join the war on the other side. Plus, like, imagine that. Like, imagine being... Whoa, hang on. Oh, no, hang on. That instantly won it for us. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Let's just... right, let's just pretend I deliberately knew that was going to happen. Because, yeah, Ryan Rahi has nailed it. She's already got her mother in prison. So because her mother is already in prison... The moment she joined on our side, we have just 100%ed the war. Easiest war ever. There you go. I need to clip that out. And there you go, Z. Clip that one out. That's our how to win a war for an entire empire in under 2 minutes. Right, does mean we've inherited this war, which is the anti-Ukraine de jure war for the county of Attili, which we might as well go and deal with. We're now 3 above our direct vassal limit, but that's fine. I should have realised it was going to happen. I should have realised that was going to happen. Right, I don't think we're going to keep them raised. Because we absolutely don't need all of these troops for dealing with them. Right. Let's disband you. Let's disband you. Let's disband you. And let's disband you. And we'll keep the 6k army. And you can just go and deal with that for us. It's going to be interesting seeing what the Byzantine Empire looks like in a second. Because that war's about to peace out. So let's see what Byzantium looks like now. That's still sizable. Still sizable. Managed to keep hold of Constantinople. Right, we do need, though, to get... Right, finally, we've got some better people now. Oh, not that much better, though. Wonder if we can just... Yeah, like Croatia is... Where is... Croatia's still got a tiny bit of actual Croatia. But yeah, they are hopping around there in... Yeah, but we can only change it once in our lifetime. So I'm almost more inclined to get of an age where we can assassinate her. Yeah, I mean, the only other thing is we don't need it to cheese the succession anymore, which is what we've been using it for in the past. Because we're going to have a long reign. If things go to plan, we're going to have a long reign. Well, that's my thinking, is if we kill the 2, we'll get another one naturally. And unless we get one that's got a 1, it's going to be an improvement on the 2. So I think it's legitimately worth us leaving her in place for the next 7 years until we can plot to kill her. I think we need to be 13. Might be a bit older. I think we need to be... Let's do some meet the peers while we can as well. I mean, essentially we're on rebellion watch until we come of age. She is a good... Yep, no, that'll do. Market day! Amanita, the daughter of my vassal Magajija A. Charter, and I agree that trade is an important skill for a noble to learn, and so we decide to visit the local market in Niani. We only have some pebbles for currency, but they are very shiny. I would like to purchase a ware, please. 84% chance we increase our stewardship by 1. I don't think we want to be harassing merchants. I'd rather increase my stewardship by 1. Yay! Tahir, the son of my vassal, Sarkin Gadi Ishmael, approaches me with a heap of fabric in his arms. As he dumps it on the floor in front of me, I realise it's a heap of clothing for adults. Let's play house together. Only if we are the parents. So that means we get to form closer to a friendship. He's one of our vassals, so there's no harm in... Is he his heir? He's not his direct heir, though. He's not his primary heir. Don't really want a rival, though. Again, singular focus. No, we don't want the general burnt turnibus, so we'll go for the friendship. We'll go budding friendship. Until next time! In a dusty corner of the library I find a tome bound in leather and inscribed with weird symbols. Partially hidden behind other books, it's old but has obviously seen some recent use. As I leaf through it, I quickly come to the realization it deals with some unconventional knowledge. Oh man, are we not going to be able to convert? Are we too young? God damn it. I want it to be a witch. How's our army going to deal with these fools? Can you... maybe move a bit faster in dealing with these fools, please. Right, go kill them first. My vassal, Magurja Mina, is getting on my nerves. I think we might go friendly into that. I don't think we want a victim. Rivals are bad. Right, we forced them off that siege, so you split in two. You go siege that down. You chase those fuckers down. Oh, come on! Yes, that's better. Don't be losing battles. Go kill them. Sweet, that battle win got us up to being illustrious. Because the quicker we can climb up those various ranks, the better, because it just means that it's way less likely to get rebellions against us. Right, you now go siege that down and let's finish this war off. Because we need to be exalted among men to get our kingdom war going. Pistol War! Ryan Rahul and Alan1105_. Thank you very much for the follows. I missed that when we were talking about history things, I think. Thank you very much for the follows. It is legitimately appreciated. I would say that actually, like, absolutely, like, it's a bit like podcasts, the whole streaming thing. Like, tell one person, if you enjoy my streams, tell one person that you like my streams and that they should watch them or try them. Similarly, like, all of my streams go up on YouTube. So, you know, you can always point them towards my YouTube runs. And with that on that, any time you have questions about CK3 and how to play it and what to do with it, just ask. I'm always happy to share. We're doing well, actually. The only thing we might have an issue with is an independence faction, but we can deal with that. We can't sway her yet, but we can deal with that. And obviously, !Discord to find out about my Discord, where we have also lots of other nice people who will always answer questions about Paradox games and how we're doing with them. Right, this war should be over in a minute. How are we doing religion-wise? Pretty well. Like, he's doing conversions around here. Bori is spreading down here as well. Because I think Ajuran is Bori. So we don't necessarily need to touch him. Which is good. Right, that war is done. Which puts us again on a nice bit of pathing. So we are 9 at the moment. The annoying thing is we haven't got the third trait. If we had a third trait, we could unlock the stuff. Yeah, I'm intrigued by this. We should check these. Because is this another case of where we've got old Bori rulers in place? Because you really shouldn't be old Bori. Let's just do some general demand conversions. And see if anyone bites. Right, that's given a bunch of people hooks, so we may have to murder them later on if they use those hooks for things we don't like. But oh. You do not get to convert to old Bori. Now the thing is, actually that's over here, I think. Yeah. So it's actually his problem rather than our problem, but... whatever. Yeah, I should read them more out. You're absolutely right. He says, having not read the comment that led to that comment. We do not need our troops raised. That is a good point. Let's disband our troops. Yeah, fine, have them. Wrath of the Old Gods. Disaster. A lightning raid by Grandmaster Solvi of the Yoms Vikings on Algeciras threatens to set half the county ablaze. Fundamentalist Assatrans, these pirates consider Hausa to be a threat to their way of life. More than merely gathering plunder, the Reavers are slaughtering Magajas, burning temples and screaming bloody murder about their false gods. Fucking Yoms Vikings, man. I think we give it a go. Grab whoever we have to arms. Sweet. Worked. Right. Let's increase a bit of control in places. It's always worth doing. I was playing with some other children when Najeka tried to push me over. Right, we can get wrathful, forgiving, or fickle. I think we want wrathful. So natural dread plus 20 is actually really useful for us. Whereas forgiving isn't. I think we go wrathful. Hey Josh905, thank you for joining the stream. We're not culture converting. We should be culture converting. Let's culture convert stuff down in near our homelands. There we go. We are asexual. Interesting. Don't get an option that often. Everyone around me seems so eager to pair up, smiling and playing games of kiss and touch with other children. When I show no interest, they seem confused, and boys tell me I should like them more. Score? We really don't. Because I'm not spending our one-off action to replace her with a 63-year-old. Or a 49-year-old that's 11. So we're just going to murder her when we can. We're still on reasonable pace for our stuff. We're down to 77 dread, so we do need to kill some more prisoners. You, sir, how would you like to die? And you. Rip. That should push us back up to a 99. Edgar Hilario, 25. I tip my invisible Panama hat to you. Thank you very much for the follows. These do need murdering. We can't murder them because we have a truce. Because they were at war when we took the Empire of Guinea. Oh, there's a 40% chance we get diligent. I think we gamble on that. Ah, well. Diligent would have been nice. The good news is we have now increased our stewardship to the point where we do actually meet our domain limit. The never-ending torment that Najeke subjects me to has got to stop. He teases me mercilessly, pushing me around and humiliating me. This cannot continue. It's time I showed him who he's been messing with. So we can do a diplomacy challenge and get 78%. Or we can do a martial challenge. Let's try and kick his ass. Yeah, that'll teach him. Not going to ransom anyone else out of prison, because we're good on money. In fact, we might want to just create some more kingdoms. Let's create King of Tahat. Because Exalted Amongst Men is going to give us the ability to do kingdom wars. We can do another Meet the Peers, so we should. Yeah, I think we'll have to go down the seduction route quite heavily to try and boost our fertility. My court physician, Tzemt, is obviously hiding something, but just as she agrees to tell me what it is, my kinswoman Magajiva approaches me and insists I join her for a game of chess. Assume she's the heir. No, she's not the heir, so... Hush! I want to know the secret. If we can't seduce, well, we'll have to go down the marriage route and get lots of fertility. It's entirely possible. I must admit, I don't think I've had it pop for a character before. So I'll be really interested to see how it goes. Uh, 80% chance we increase our prowess. Or we can increase our martial. I'd rather increase our prowess, to be honest. Or apparently just gain a shit ton of stress. We can pay him and lose some stress. We'll pay him and stress because actually it's quite useful for us. Yeah, now how are we looking in faction terms? We're looking pretty healthy, so we might actually just want to start doing some minor wars. There's no reason to hold off. Like, we might as well just start doing some of these wars. At the very least, we could mop up the duchies around here. Because that's a whole duchy. Let's start mopping up the duchies around here. Right, raise all men at arms. Move that to there. Control click, raise all here, because we know how many troops we want. Right, that is more than enough. Go siege that down. I'm not fast. We're going to win that war anyway. Yeah, no, that's what I was assuming, is it's not so much a fertility hit, it's just a seduction hit, if anything. It just means we'll have to marry, which, with a character like this, I'd actually normally have tried to avoid marrying, because I don't think we need to. We could have gone with the getting the bastards in, and just picking the best one. The commanders are decent enough. The sieges are going fast enough, because it's tribal lands, or it's just not well built up lands. So I'm not that fussed about siege speed. What I might do is split that army up and leave him on there and move that one off to there. Because when that falls, we'll win this war. A lot more troops coming though. Let's group up, shall we? Just preemptively. I think we'd still win. I suspect they'll go for the unsiege. No, I think they're going to go for the war. I mean, go for it, lads. Feel free to throw yourself at it. Right, who wants some territory? You do, sir. Congrats. Yeah, they were going for the kind of suiciding themselves option, which you kind of get why the AI does it at a certain point. Kind of has to. Now, did we actually get a title from that? No, we didn't, so that's fine. We could create it. Let's create it, because we're over our domain limit anyway. And you, sir, you can have it. As you have sexy traits. I mean, I think we can grant those two to their rightful lieges. Bosh, job done. We can usurp that, so we should do. Because I think someone has... Well, they've not gone for him, but... You've only got one title around there, but I think it is part of that. What about you? Are you better off? Let's grant it to you, because then you can become someone else's problem. Don't think we need to do anything else there. So, usurp is when you hold more of the counties that belong to a title than the person who currently has that title. So what you're essentially saying is, look, I know you call yourself the Duke of whatever, but I own like 90% of that duchy, so I'm sorry, but the only person who really gets to call himself the Duke of that duchy is me. So that's what usurping is. You can't usurp off of someone during wartime, if they're at war, but you can at any other time. We could just mop that up quickly, because that's gone independent, so let's just mop that up quickly. Because that is the epitome of a... Shit, did I just band all my troops first? I did, didn't I? Did I leave them all raised? Because that's going to be annoying if I left them raised. No, I think I disbanded them. Because we can win this one with just men-at-arms. Gents, go win that war. Don't really want to be zealous. I don't enjoy loneliness, yet I struggle to enjoy the company of others. There's always a feeling of worry that I'm making a fool of myself during social interactions. I don't know if I'm alone with these thoughts. I caught a glimpse of Tellu during a social event, where all in attendance had a drink in their hand and wide smiles. Perhaps there's some truth in the saying that wine helps you relax. So we might become a child drunkard, but... Yes, really interesting. I think we're getting these because of the asexual event, which is really interesting, because I've not actually had that before. Yeah, if the faith's hostile, then you can't usurp either. Those are the ones where you do have to go for war. You know, you just got to go direct war with them at that point. Dead steward. You would be a very good steward. So you can be our steward. Can we sway yet? I don't know if we can sway yet. We can now sway. That does mean we should be able to murder as well. Can we murder yet? 14. We've got to be 14 to murder. We're 12 now. Let's do a little bit of swaying while we're waiting to murder. 12-month sway scheme on him is probably a good idea. Yeah, I think 2 years of swaying the Spy Master, and then we'll murder realms. So we're mopping that up. Kind of feel like we should actually bite the bullet and mop up some of these middle kingdoms, because they are giving us a touch of border gore here that is annoying. Yeah, I mean, that's the truth. We can murder and sway at the same time, so... I suspect what we want to do is if she pops out a boy, is marry that boy. Like, I suspect that's what we want to do. Expand all of them. There are other nice little easy wars we can fight, because we're gradually getting up to exalted among men. Are you independent? You are. You're allied to him. Okay, let's deal with him first, because he's only allied to you. But let's also give that title out while we remember. So congrats to someone who is Hausa and Bori. Tomo! Congrats. Well done, boy. We broke the Byzantines. We broke the Byzantines. We broke the Byzantines and in the process put our own house on the throne and converted them to Bori. So there is a bit of Bori popping up in here. We were very good allies. I dropped so much money trying to keep that idiot fucking son-in-law of mine on the throne. So much money. So many Malian troops died. Is it Malian or Malinese? Yeah, if you missed actually, catch the end of the last week's stream. The last like half hour is where we pulled it off. It's pure luck. We essentially imprisoned the Byzantine Empire's heir in a war when we were fighting them for Tunis. We converted him to Bori, then married him to our daughter, and then murdered the previous emperor before they could disinherit him. So we ended up with Bori inheritance of the Byzantines. Then we managed to fight for a long time to keep most of their territory intact. But we were actually stuck in so many wars over here as well. It was just like, look, we're just going to have to let them go. Oh yeah, and we murdered his previous spouse as well. Ah, good to know. Malian. Right, let's go for this dude and clean him up. Because these are nice little wars where we don't have to be losing cash while we're fighting them. And we can absolutely win that with just men at arms. Even if his mate shows up from here, we should win that. But yeah, I kind of feel like maybe we should mop up the really annoying bits in the middle. The easiest way to break up the Byzantines is to do what we did, which is if you do anything you can to flip the religion on the Byzantine, on the Basileus. Because the moment the Basileus flips religion, everyone hates him. So what happens is you get a whole bunch of rebellions that ultimately are about independence rather than overthrowing him. So they'll go for independence wars and the peasants will rise up and go for independence wars and it will just absolutely fracture the empire. So yeah, if you need to split up the Byzantine Empire for whatever reason, the way you absolutely want to do it is by forcing the Basileus, however you manage to do it, to flip religion. That's my one bit of advice. Yeah, but getting to the position where you can use it is so hard. Do we want to be ambitious or do we want to take sadistic? No, because we can go absolute authority, so we can always designate an heir. And we're doing fine for renown, so we can always disinherit. So I think we do take ambitious. Because it just gives us the filth stat boost. across the board. Like, sadistic would allow us to murder our children. Oh, do we want sadistic for this character? Serial murdering works, but it generally leads to just someone else sitting on the throne rather than... And lots of wars, definitely. But rather than actual full fracture. Given that we're going to have to marry because we can't seduce, maybe we do want sadistic so we can murder our own children, officially. Like hostile murder our own children. But ambitious is so good. No, we're going ambitious. We're going ambitious. No, we can marry. It's just normally for a character like this, I wouldn't be marrying them. I'd go pure seduction and legitimized bastards. Because we could do some real nice trait farming. That's another war done. Disband. Give that title away to someone. Congrats, Denver. Right, that's another one tidied up. Valencia, it's on the map. We might need to deal with Valencia. We probably want to deal with Valencia because our vassals won't. Yeah, let's just do a quick bit. So most of our old Bori is going now. Got the Krogans over here. How would you feel about converting? How would you feel about converting if I sent you a ton of money? Thank you. That's the place that our terrible for team is converting. Isn't it? Where's she converting? County of Bamberg. Yeah, so she's converting that one in 3 years, so we don't need to flip that. That one... He's going to be his heir, isn't he? I'm not convinced he will flip. Let's see if he'll flip. Right, if he does anything terrible with that favour hook, we'll murder him. So that leaves this place down here. So she is old Bori, and she's probably not going to convert. Let's switch to swaying her, because then we can convert her. I think that's a good one to convert. You, I reckon, if we bribe, might convert. Oh, you're converted anyway, so that's fine. You'll gradually convert that, so that's fine. Yeah, I think we want to deal with Valencia. Right, he's worth a go. Because that's him there. Assume he's got another title somewhere. Like, we're giving out favours, but we'll just murder people who've got them if we need to. As I'm out playing under Telu's supervision, I suddenly hear a sound. It is small and it is weak, but it is there. I look at every bush, under every rock, in every direction, and there, a tiny kitten! A tiny kitten is sitting under a thorny bush all alone. Kitty! Give me your kitty emotes. It's my kitty now. Pause. Pause. Someone is plotting against me. Ooh, who's plotting for a claim throne? Oh, we're going to have a claim throne war. Someone's getting themselves murdered. I'll tell you that much. Right, we're getting good conversion around all of here. The Abadi stuff we can deal with. I think we do deal with Valencia just because, yeah, as I say, none of our vassals are going to be strong enough to take them. I can't go for not my cat. It is my cat. He is old Bori. Didn't really want to do that, did I? Yeah, whatever. We are now exalted among men, which is good. Kushites, interesting. Got the Kushites hanging around down there. We could do a lot of mopping up on there. That's seriously fractured down there. Unreformed Cordofianism. Veneration of the ancient gods remains strong here, as does the veneration of the boundary between life and death. Fascinating. Don't see Cushitism a lot. Yeah, I think we go Valencia before they get out of hand. I think you're right. And because we're going to need to do 2 wars against them. They're already losing a war for Alcaraz. Which I think is up here, isn't it? Where's the Sheikdom of Alcaraz? Yeah, it's over there. So, is that all part of one duchy? Sheikdom of Tanas. I want that one. It's that one, the Duchy of Algiers. Right. So we don't need a huge army for that. So we will raise men-at-arms. And then we'll move that to there. Control-click, raise. See, I'm fine with them using their hooks to get less contracts. Right, that should be enough. Okay, you go sit on that. You go back him up. My aunt Sarayuna Dei has an affair with her lover. Oh, have fun. Look. 2 consenting adults, etc. Well, Sarkin Ojigadiri, the bully, is about to get himself murdered. But we actually do need to see if we can murder Fatim here first. Someone is getting murdered. I mean, he's 66. a non-zero chance he dies before he pulls that off. We've got a good bank now. Tello is in his cups on a daily basis, even though it has opened up some opportunities to learn more about Fatim. He is of little use to anything else. 72% chance we gain progress. We'll tell him to tell away because we've got the progress. It's fine. My father Tellu spoke to me about the capital sentence that a lowly thief had been given 2 days ago. He wanted to know what I thought of such a harsh penalty for a crime. So do we want to be just? Nope. Cynical might be quite nice. Temperate is nice though. I mean, the stewardship boost. Cynical gives us intrigue though, doesn't it? And we're all right for stewardship. I think we go cynical. I think we go cynical. Because we've already got 19 stewardship and we're going to get a stewardship perk, so... Yeah, temperate's a virtue, but, I mean, we're going to war with heathens and that's going to generate us a ton of piety. I'm not that worried about us earning piety. We only really need piety if we're going to war with fellow religionists, and we're not. Right. Group up, lads, and let's go take their capital. Yeah, extra learning is actually... Although we're on reasonable curve now in terms of ideas, because we pushed so heavily on that. Manorialism next, which is going to be great because we can upgrade our gold mines. Then I think we go for household soldiers. Hello, it's us. They're going to go and unsiege that, aren't they? Let's raise another small army. Because we can afford to. We'll just raise about another 2,000 troops. And it's just really a holding force for that. There you go, that's fine. I mean, I probably could just actually have called in the Holy Order, but... You're not a siege dude, so let's actually swap you for him. And you can have him. Oh, the woods can be such a dangerous place. Slain by commoners. Oh, so that's an improvement. See, that's an improvement, and it meant we didn't have to spend our recruit to court thing. What we should do, though, is search for a physician. Oh, we can do a meet the peers. Let's meet the peers. A lot of it is, and I find this with I thought Kenia, the daughter of my vassal Sarkina Gada Megija, and the peasant boy were merely pretending to fight, but suddenly there is blood in the dirt. Killer hits the ground with a grunt, and the peasant stands above her, moving to attack her again. We'll save her. %90 chance we increase our stewardship by 1. Yes, please. Blimey, we're saving a lot of lives today. Yakub, the son of my vassal Magija Fatuma, went straight for a lake and threw himself in with no hesitation. What started as playful splashing soon turned into something more frantic, and suddenly he disappears under the surface. Hold on, I'm coming! Oh dear, we didn't make it in time. We do or should have a physician already, yes. Which I can never work out how to see. We should do some cultural conversion. Cultural convert... somewhere around here. There you go, cultural convert that. It's under court. In the realm? Yeah, so we've got Tizempt at the moment, who's very good. But the thing is, there's no harm in pushing that button. Because we can get a mastermind philosopher. She's got 16, she's 47. So I think we probably do take her. Because now she likes us. We're rat free! Yay! Next time I'll be nice. Oh no, we're going to get 75 stress for that. Right, well we have to bully him then. Coming of age! With the help of Telu, I have completed my studies of stewardship. Even if the highest aspects of the subject elude me, I have lived up to everyone's expectations and learned more than most. As I take my first steps into adulthood, I find myself reminiscing about some of the people who have made an impact on the woman I have become. The friendship I shared with Kilia meant a lot to me when we were both young, and to still have her by my side means a lot. I wonder if Nuradin remembers the things I put him through when we were young. So, let's have a look at our traits and work out what we want to do. So we are 16 years old. We have 17 dip, 15 mill, 24 stewardship, 16 intrigue, and 18 learning. And we managed to avoid all rebellions and everything else. The key thing with that, by the way, is dread. I think people really underestimate the impact that keeping your dread up can have when you're young. It's why it is very much always worth keeping prisoners around, particularly once you hit the point of getting near to coming of age, because it can honestly be the difference between your vassals completely rebelling against you and not. My other big tip is bank. Don't create titles the moment you can create titles. Keep a bunch banked so you can just instantly create them and get yourself up to illustrious rank, because getting up to illustrious is a really good point at which people stop trying to rebel against you. You, sir, need to fuck off. Right. What's the orange, not reading politely describable trait? On her traits, we've got wrathful, we've got ambitious, and we've got cynical, so she's pretty damn good. Do we like that outfit? I mean, it's not a bad outfit. I feel like she'd probably go for more gold. Like that, that's quite cool. Kind of like the no headwear. Let's go with an actual crown. I think she deserves a crown. Maybe different clothes then. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. There we go. This one, consecrated blood. So because we managed to get one of our ancestors to the level of saint, we can take consecrated blood, which gives religious vassal opinion plus 10. It's quite handy. What traits do we want to pick up? I think maybe we go intrigue first. And get the truth is relative, Swiss execution job done right. Because we are going to have to marry. Actually, maybe we go learning first and pick up celibacy. We can seduce. We can seduce even though we're asexual, so we don't have to marry. Does it just give us a big malice against it? It doesn't. It does. I'm not attracted to men, minus 25. So that's the impact. So you can still seduce. Well, but this is the thing, is I don't think we need to marry with this character. So actually what we want to be doing is seducing. We want lovers with good traits. Because then we can pop out illegitimate kids and we just legitimize the one that we want. So I think we want to find ourselves someone we can seduce who has got decent traits. Unless we're going to marry our way into the Byzantine Empire. She's only had a daughter at the moment. But she is preggo again. Because we can't ally with her anymore. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, as I say, I think we just find someone to seduce right now and pop out a decent potential heir. Like this dude here, like robust. %95 chance, congrats. The nice thing about illegitimate kids is you can just sit there and go, right, well, I've got a bunch of kids I can legitimize if I need to. And we are on absolute crown authority, so if we need to, we can designate an heir anyway. Well, that ended that war nice and quickly. Right, what do we want to do? Do we want to carry on mopping up here? Or should we be jumping on this stuff while we can? He's still Bori, so theoretically he should be converting. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is we can designate our heir now anyway. Our capital is Niani, as it should be. Doing alright on manorialism. We still need to pick a track that we're going down. I think let's lock these in. Let's lock in the traits we want on the learning path, particularly pedagogy. Right, she can do some religious conversion again now. What do we reckon he likes? He's paranoid, impatient, and arrogant. Give him a tapestry. Right, convert that. This dude needs to convert. So I think we're going to sway him until he likes us. Is that just one duchy? I think that is just one duchy. Or one county. Right, quick county war for that. Yeah, I think you're probably right. I think it is time to just deal with the Sahara. Because once we've dealt with Sahara, we can just focus on everything over here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Less of that, lad. I'm going to go give them a hand, please. Yeah, I think we clean out the Sahara. Well, that went easier than planned. So now they can carry on and do the siege, and we'll follow them out and just attack them. I'd appreciate it if we could renegotiate my contract. Yeah, okay. Come here. Stop running. Paid 300 gold for something my cat did. Outrageous. Right, I think we've just caught them. And that siege is about to fall. Oh yeah, alright. You're in my jail and you've just recited a bit of poetry and this apparently lets you out, does it? It'll lose my assassins. I'll let her out. She's not like an important prisoner, so... And the main issue we've got is we can't give that away yet. Because if we give it away now, we're going to get stress. Which is something we've just got to watch for now, because we're ambitious. Because if I give that to him, I get 25 stress. Actually, I'll do it this once. Because actually, we can... still hold. We should go on a pilgrimage, actually. Let's go on a very long one. Disband all. Right, we want to deal with the Sahara states, don't we? Yeah, we are indeed uniting Africa, currently. and trying to keep our heir or our religion on the throne of Byzantium. Doing a bit of Bori conversion, so she has done a bit of Bori. Right, let's deal with with the random bits of Africa. So you have like terrible troops. Yeah, we can take you. We can basically take that with men at arms and holy war. Well, I mean, the only reason Unite Africa exists as a decision is purely for this achievement. Let's be honest. But, I mean, we're not going to need it. We are doing well without. But, like, I don't think we will actually unite Africa, because Crusader Africa is ours, and it's of our religion. As long as he does his job down here, as long as the King of Ajuran does his job, because he's Bori as well. So he's gradually converting up here. So we're well on path. Yeah, but form the Roman Empire is a decision. You can form the Roman Empire. We did it on a couple of runs back. It's good fun. Forming the Roman Empire is fun. Is he free? He's currently free. Do we go for him? No, let's not get distracted. We can take all of that because it's a single duchy. So we can just holy war for it, or we could just go for a conquest, which is probably easier. And I think all we need for that is right, remember 4 years, chat. Right, we can take the Massanids with... really want to march through. In Sahara, man. Absolutely hate the Sahara. Right, raise all men at arms. Who are you at war with? Do I hold them? They're not mine at the moment, are they? I'm not still employing them. I will drive these dogs away. Right, we do have a faction. What's the faction? Right, it is a Liberty faction. We can probably deal with that. 4 years is our next bit of conversion. 82 might be enough to just drop him instantly out. We could seduce him. Aren't we already seducing someone? Oh shit, did I just end our seduction scheme? I didn't think about that. Should have warned us. Or did he die? No, it's this dude, wasn't it? Yeah, there needs to be a raise special troops button. That's basically what it is. Because I don't really want to raise all the armies just to get the fucking holy order. So what we will do is we will move that there. We will control click to raise all. And then we'll have to split off. I think worldly pilgrimage is probably what we were on. Yeah, I basically forgot that we were in the middle of seducing. Right, that gave us pilgrim traits, so that's good. If nothing else, it shows us what we lose when we've got full armies raised. No, because look, it says no special troops. Right, well, we don't need that many troops, so you lot can go home. Go siege down his capital. Budding interest, that's nice. Right, we're going to have to split all of these up because they'll just get attrition to shit otherwise. Right, you lot carry on through just in case he's got reinforcements lurking down there. No. You go that way. You go that way. And have you got a siege general? Take a siege general. Is there actually another county here that needs conquering, or is it all part of just one big desert thing? I think it might just all be part of one big desert thing. As soon as that falls, we'll go smack that army. Gabonjo's reactions to my advances tell me everything I need to know. The time has come to put my plan into action. Your dimples are like stars in the sky. I have no other desire but to feel your lips touch mine, that I may know the depth of your love, my darling seer. No sooner have I read the letter delivered from Gajimba than I am on the way to his chambers. Ah, interesting. So I think the difference with asexual is you can't make them your lover. So it's like when you're gay. You can seduce them, but you can't make them your lover. Actually, don't need to fight that, do we? Let's just end this. So that's another bit mopped up. So I'm going to pin him, because we know we can seduce him. I feel like we should actually go for Dabu. But who's he losing a war against? He's losing a war against our guys anyway. So that's fine. That's going to be part of our realm very shortly anyway. So Banu Kitab and Ahmadid are the two that we really need to mop up. Let's grant some rightful vassals. Pedagogy first. Because the other thing about thing about granting vassals is, do we need this bit? Yes, we do. It's not the worst. Not the worst. I mean, if we did want to get our hands on the Byzantine Empire, we'd marry him to her. But we don't really need it. It's more for fun that we were doing that, and to break up stuff. Right, you probably don't have great allies. Yeah, we can take you. Defending against Gilabissi of Surt. Actually, is he one of ours? He is, so we don't need to go to war for that. This is the nice thing, by the way, of... This is why we kept Warmonger, because it does encourage our vassals to go after little bits of territory we want. Right, we should probably mop him up. Because this one's going to be annoying, if I remember, because it's actually about 4 different things. Right, it's that duchy, and that duchy. So maybe we should go for that first. There's not a lot of it left, is there? Kind of wonder whether we should help her out with that. Because we could do. We could help out with that. Like, now the Byzantine Empire is a much more manageable size. 3k in debt. Yeah, but look, I mean, the prize is looking pretty freaking likely at the moment. The issue I expected us to have, which is the one we very deliberately made sure we didn't have by setting the religion up right early, was just having the time to convert everything, and we're powering through it. I really feel like we should help her out, because we could, as you say, just send a holy order over. Let's do that. That gives her an alliance. Right, we've gone to war with these fools, haven't we? Shit. Forgot to move him. Well, they're probably going to go and help her out anyway, because she will call us in. Ooh, look, you don't see that very often. Jungle Stalker. Attrition taken in jungle minus 50%. Negative supply limit penalty in jungle, yes. Advantage in jungle plus 6. Nice. Right, Desert Warrior. We're going to want him in charge of the force. We're going to send him to the desert. She's an unyielding defender and a flexible leader. Let's send them round to... Go around to Tunis, because then you probably will get called into war, and we'll send the Holy Order over to her, help her. And these guys will take out just with our regulars. So raise all men at arms, move the rally point to there, control tick raise. He's got 5,000, so we'll raise. We're going to have 2.5 from them. That's enough. You go kill them. Honoured to, cousin. Absolutely glad to help you. You go siege down that, but have a siege general. Yeah, I think that's it. It's just more that you just don't normally see jungle terrain a lot, so it doesn't tend to generate. Don't fucking go all the way around there, because that will annoy the piss out of me if you go all the way around there. Give me another 3,000 troops here. Right, well that's how Greek Orthodox uprising dealt with. Right, they are back up for those guys. Leave a siege force behind. Go siege his capital. Now, if he wants to try and go for them, we'll just send them in there. Pause gave us 2 gold. Yeah, I'm actually reasonably confident that we will pretty much conquer everything else we need to conquer with this character. It's only truce timeouts that's going to do it for us. Oh, hey, look, he changed his mind. I assume there's a fort round there, yeah. We might as well try and chase him. Because we've got those 2 sieges going on there. He's going to do the thing when I go round, and you're just like, can you not do that? It's the most pointless thing ever. That's why I hate the Desert Wars, because it's just all windy and shit. You just spend half your time chasing fucking armies. I think we've caught him though. No, we haven't caught him, because of course we haven't caught him. He's going to walk all the way around there, and we'll do the whole fucking thing again. Thank God for that. Learning perk. Scientific. Thank you. How's our kid doing? 1 year old, so that's fine. Research is finished, so that should mean... Oh, someone was asking why these areas are slightly darker brown. It's because there's some kind of rebellion going on there. But it's not a rebellion against us, it's a rebellion against whoever's the liege of that area. I think it's because that means we can finally upgrade our castles. Where are my other gold mines? My other gold mines are in Bambor and Bori. Thank God. Yeah, the thing is we're probably going to live for quite a while. So probably going to look to push for another kid at about age 25, and then we'll push for another one at 30, and then we'll push for another one at 35, and one more at 40. Because then what we're doing is we're staggering the kids and making sure that we can legitimize and get a young heir, so we don't end up taking over like with a really old heir. So keeps are all building. We've taken a chunk out of that territory. Let's just do a quick one to mop that up. Apparently we've got horseshoes as well. What one are we mopping up now? Actually, we will keep with that because that's that movement speed plus 10, which is surprisingly useful. Why are those 5 years differences in kids? The 5-year differences because let's assume that we live to a ripe old age, which is not impossible. What we don't want to be doing is having our heir being like 55 or 60 when we die, or like 50, with them already having got married, had a bunch of kids, spread the... It's harder to control the succession, basically. So, you know, that my standard style of play, as you know, is we need to control the succession. You know, the reason we have done well as Mali in as quickly as we've done is because we've been ruthless about controlling our succession. So it's really just part of that. It reduces the opportunity for things to kick in, and because what we can always do is if we've given them gaps and married them off, we can marry off the older ones. They might have decent grandchildren, and then we'll legitimize them. So, you know, it keeps our options open. Yeah, go for it, guys. Just keep jump on in there. Come on in, the water's warm. Yoink. The annoying thing is we can't give these... Well, actually we can give that away because we'll just take the stress and then go for a hunt or something. Because what I'd like to do is give these away, because if we give them away then the person who takes them over will do conversions for us. Do we have some others hanging around here? Yeah, there. It's basically the downside of being ambitious is we hate it when we give away a title when we're below our domain limit. You're right. Conversion. We're converting, which should be 4 years. We press on. Increase control. Do it in... How's Seville looking? Good. Do it there. Culture conversions. Do more culture conversions up here. Oh man, she lost the empire. She lost it to Basileus Kale II, who is also Bori though, and is presumably not related to us. She lost the empire, chat. So who is your father? It's one of Ratsko's other kids. Even in death. Even in death. Even in death, Ratsko fucks with us. Look at that though. That's how you blow up the Byzantine Empire. She still holds that. Is that a single kingdom? And the thing is, they're all Bori down here. It's like we don't actually need to do... Still fucking little pockets of it around here. What's going on over here? Can you convert, please? Thank you. So that's the two bits there. That's our territory as well. What about you, sir? He's Bori anyway, so he will convert that. That's fine. You're Bori anyway, so they'll convert that. So he'll convert that anyway. So we should arguably mop up these bits. Just take us 2 wars for that. That we might want to deal with, because it's probably a bunch of shitty little things that we really don't want to think about. Oh, we can do it in one. So we probably do want to do that. Get that out of the way. Is our cousin still massively in debt? She's actually a vassal within the Byzantine Empire. Shall we bail her out of debt? I feel like we should bail her out and get her back on the Byzantine throne. Like, we've got the cash to do it. Really nice if you could just kind of actually just go, I want to give them this amount of money, rather than having to do this 20 times. Or just have a menu item that's like pay off debt. There you go, have a small treasury. Why bother? Because it's our cousin. It's our cousin and they're in debt. Also potentially gives her negative malices on troops. So she'll get troop events that will give bad troops and everything else. So if we want her to actually be stable and vaguely be able to hold on with stuff, then we kind of need to do it. I think we are probably helping her with her Liberty War. She's only up against 2,500 people. And that person's Greek. So I have a feeling we can fight both these wars at the same time. Essentially what we do is we declare this war. We go conquer duchy. Declare. We move rally point to there. We raise all men at arms there. Move that to there. And then the men at arms will go help her. Yes, there are. We needed to get that one, which is already part of us. And I think we need Socotra. I think that's it. Let's raise like a couple of thousand troops. Right, we have discovered horseshoes, so let's go for household soldiers because we want to increase the men at arms. Right, that's fine. So as soon as the men at arms get there, we'll go and help. That force will go and help her in her Liberty War, basically. Right, that's our expeditionary force to go help her. So let's go help her. Our rival died. That's handy. Nice bit of stress loss. Right, you split in half. That's not enough to siege it. No, it is. It's fine. The only disadvantage here is having to watch two wars at once. Because if they decide to come back down here, rather than sieging that down, it'll be annoying. We need a new marshal. 2 years left on religious conversion. Please remember that, chat. Army not got a commander anymore. Must have died. A lot of rivals dying. Lot of rivals dying. Right, it's at 44% on that war. I mean, they basically haven't got a lot of troops left now, so... Mallorca. She's almost sieged that down, which might actually be enough to win her the war. Yeah, that'll tick up in a second. she's going to win that war. We're almost done on these 2 sieges. Like, you can siege what he likes down there, but it's not going to help him. That's 1 more down. 2 wars down. Enforce. So be it. Disband all. That's looking a bit healthier, isn't it? That's looking much healthier. I'm going to accept that because that means we can actually give this stuff away. Because we're going to get the stress relief from it. Congrats, cousin. I've no... We must be well over our domain limit now. Yeah, 9. But that's fine. We don't really need the extra stuff. So that needs picking up. That. We've still got that little bit of Valencia to nibble on. A little bit going over there. Yeah, I mean, grabbing those bits is pretty easy. It's more just annoying because they're 2 province bits, so you can't just kind of do it in 1 war. That we probably could just deal with very quickly. Because that's just a men-at-arms war. Nah, they won't be vassalized. It's the religion penalty. Wrong religion, so they'll just go, yeah, no, I don't want to be vassalized. Go anatomy. Host a feast. Someone got murdered. What a feast. Guys, can you just like hurry up and gather, please? Really don't need more of you than that. I tell you what, look, you just go do it. Deal with them. My vassals have mopped up a bit more over here. But look, you can see that that's nice and Bori now. Might be able to... assume he's under siege from... Oh no, that's not good. Actually, it's not the end of the world, because the Basileus is... I think we may end up putting our cousin back on the throne, you know. We did have to kill off a few faiths to do this. We did have to kill off a few faiths, it is true. How's our stress looking? Yeah, let's not pick up more stress at the moment. We'll keep hold of that one for now. Dangerous faction. I'm assuming it's Liberty. Yep. Let's sway her. He needs to be murdered. I forgot he... No, we're not going to be able to murder him. Once we get the other bit, we'll do it. Does our kid need educating? Almost. Let's set that up so we don't forget. 7 months left, and then we'll actually use that to convert over there. One of our other vassals has taken that bit of territory. So is that... Have we still got a truce with this dude? We do. What about you? Surprisingly big, actually. Well, I'm losing a wall. You're a nice, quick and easy nibble. Oh no, you've got a bunch of little scattered stuff around. Yeah, it's going to take a bit of effort doing down here. But it's not going to be too bad. Yeah, once we've finished this sway, we'll do another seduction. How's our dread looking? Because that's probably not helping us. Let's get our dread back up. Who wants to get murdered? Hands up, everyone who wants to get murdered. Tigme, how do you feel about being murdered? Abdulazim, how do you feel about being murdered? Malek. No, sway and seduction are both the same type of thing, so they'll take one and one will take over from the other. Have our keeps finished yet? Because if our keeps have finished, we can upgrade our gold mines. Nope, they're still upgrading. Right, what's going on over here? Well, you're Bori, so you'll convert that, that's fine. I legit think we'll do this without needing all of Africa. We need a new spy master. You'll do. Let's convert that county because no one else is going to convert it. Let's increase control there as well because that'll help. But I mean, look, Bori down there, Bori, Bori, Bori. So we really are getting there. Like, considering we've got about 300 years left to convert what's left, I think we can safely say we are well on track. I do, however, want to put our so here's what we could do. We need her to declare. And then call us in. But she won't. I bet she doesn't, just to be annoying. She'll be annoying like that, I suspect. Because that would go nicely then. If we could do that, we'd be laughing. Because, I mean, I suppose actually we could just wait for our kid. Because if our kid was, if our kid was decent, we'd be fine. Because we could, then when the marriage kicks in, we could then like press our wife's claim on the Byzantine Empire.